The Qing dynasty collapsed into many different Chinese states, which were governed by different cliques. The party that opposed the Qing monarchy, the KMT, began to rise up, and Chiang Kai-shek would be the leader of this new Chinese reunification. Chiang was a problem because before he took over the KMT were working with the struggling Communist Party to form a united front. Chiang, an anti-communist, removed the communists from his friends list and began expanding north, beginning reunification. Although the communists did assist the KMT in helping them take Shanghai, Chiang began to purge communists after foreigners from Nanjing were killed, and he blamed this on the communists. The communists gathered around a new leader, Mao Zedong, and he promised to protect them and began uprisings. Mao established a small faction in the mountains of Jiangxi. Soon, more rebels began to form with the Soviets, and together they formed the Chinese Soviet Republic in 1931. Oh yes, and that reminds me. During this time, the two each have been supported by a superpower. The communists got support from the Soviet Union, of course, and the nationalists got support from Nazi Germany. The communists moved around a lot during the Civil War, and they formed a new base at Jiangxi. Now, during this time, Japan had seized a lot of land from China, so fearful of a potential Japanese invasion, the nationalists and the communists decided to team up against the Japanese in case of an invasion. World War II eventually breaks out in 1939, and when that was over, the Soviets controlled Manchuria, spreading communist influence all over the region. The Civil War started up again in 1946, and Mao and his communist forces began taking land in northeastern China. Without the Nazis to support the nationalists, the Americans joined the support as their replacement, as the communists still got support from the Soviets. Throughout 1947 and 1948, the communists had gained most of eastern China and Beijing. But in early 1949, Mao took all of eastern China. They took Lanzhou and persuaded the leaders of Xinjiang to surrender to Mao. Chiang fled to Taiwan. The communists attempted to take Taiwan, but they were stopped. Nevertheless, the communists took out all of China, ending the Chinese Civil War. But many skeptics claim that it hasn't ended yet, as the communist Chinese managed to take Tibet and attempted attacks on Taiwan.
Because of this, the Chinese Civil War is technically ongoing, with there being two Chinese states. The world seemed to be pretty divided on whether to recognize the communist PRC or the capitalist ROC. In 1954, the communists attempted to take the island of Taiwan, starting the first Taiwan Strait crisis, which lasted from September 1954 to May 1955. Another strait crisis would occur in 1958, but it would be in 1960, where there would be a lot of action as nationalist troops would emerge on the Burmese border. That said, the communists worked with their Burmese allies to crush the rebellion. The Soviet Union would collapse in 1991, leading to the Russian Federation backing the PRC and the United States backing the ROC. In 1995, the third Chinese Strait crisis would occur, and the United States, along with the Taiwanese, managed to prevent a potential Chinese invasion. Today, 2023, the tensions between China and Taiwan have exploded. Potential Chinese plans to invade Taiwan being inspired by the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022.